Hi, thank you for joining me on Goodwin Conversations. I'm Goodwin's chair, Anthony McCusker. Today I'm in our beautiful Santa Monica office, and I have the pleasure of talking with some of our Santa Monica associates. Today I'm joined by Zoya Holladay, who is an associate in our technology and life sciences practice, Barzin Pakandam, who's an associate in our technology and life sciences practice, also our cannabis practice, Ahmer Qureshi, who is a private equity associate here in Santa Monica, Jenni Wilson, who is a labor and employment associate in our Santa Monica office, and finally Hannah Vigil, who's an associate in our private equity group. Thank you so much for doing this with me today. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll jump into it. You all have successfully transitioned from law school to law firm life. What are some tips you'd give to others that are making that same transition, maybe a little junior to you in our organization? Like what made you all successfully make that transition?
Yeah. So I think when you're in law school, you're taught to think around problems, and you're often looking at scenarios and thinking through, an infinite number of possible solutions. And when you get here and start in a private practice, it seems like our clients are more focused on solutions and things they can execute on.
As I was first navigating the transition, I focused a lot on finding relationships and people that I wanted to work with. I think I focused on that more than practice area at first, and that ended up being a really good guide to help me get the best view into the practice area I could, because I was working with people I enjoyed working with and who were invested in me.
So mentorship plays such a crucial role in how young lawyers develop. I'd love if you could maybe share how mentorship has helped shape your growth and your journey as young lawyers here.
I think the mentors here have been instrumental in my experience here. As a labor and employment associate, I had never touched a deal before I came to the firm, and I've had a lot of great mentors, informal or formal, that have sat me down and walked me through what a deal is.
For us, particularly in this office, we spend a lot of time thinking about how we can improve kind of the quality of life for our associates, because we think that by doing so, it really improves the quality of work that they can provide. And ultimately, it's a team effort.
That's great. Are there any qualities that that you've sort of identified as things that make mentors great?
I think that people gravitate toward different personalities naturally, and they connect with one another in that way. And being your authentic self really helps drive relationships.
I definitely echo that. I do think that there is one underlying quality that makes people, that kind of sets maybe great mentors apart from good mentors, and that's just the ability to listen, like really listen. And I think I had a preschool teacher that said, listen, don't hear.
That's really great. I love that. So at Goodwin, we have a set of 8 behaviors that we call the Goodwin way that sort of define our culture, teach us how to act and behave. I'm interested, are there any of those qualities, those behaviors that resonate with you?
I think the one that really resonates with me, and I think does a good job of capturing the spirit of our offices, is not taking ourselves a little too seriously. I think we do a good job of doing high quality work, providing the best service we can to our clients, while also being people first.
One that resonates with me is we're all in as individuals, but we win as a team. So I work in our M&A practice, and M&A always requires a monumental team effort. So I feel like each of our individuality is really celebrated and encouraged to be brought to the table.
I try and think about another one of the Goodwin Way things that we talk about, which is an owner's mindset. So I really do think about that, as especially where I am in my career, which is often the first person that someone picks up the phone and calls.
I'd be interested at the points you all are in your careers where you're engaging with clients more, maybe thinking about client relationship management and client development a little more. What are some of the things you've done to help build relationships with your clients?
Keeping it light has helped a lot, but also trying to be solution oriented, develop a collegial relationship. I think that helps a lot, and trying to, kind of cutting the tension by saying, I know this is a difficult situation, right? But we're here to navigate it together, and make sure that I instill some confidence in them, in me, as their counselor.
I think from a lawyer's perspective, it's extremely helpful to have a counterpart kind of working with you on the client side, because they teach you so much about the role of your own practice and kind of where that fits in your client's life and how you can be most helpful to them.
You know, part of the deal here was that you would share these great insights with the firm, and then we'd let you turn the tables on me and ask me a couple questions.
So what is the best advice that you received as an associate that you still use today?
Probably the piece of advice that I got that resonates the most with me or has helped guide me through my career the most was to do things as they come up. Nothing ever occurs in the perfect moment. And when you think about that advice and you think about like, okay, like I'm going to make sure that I take advantage of the opportunities, you know, whether it's for growth or for business, and do the things that you don't look back on and say, man, I wish I would have done that a couple of years ago because I could have done it.
So as you think about your career and kind of where you are now, were there any pivotal moments early on in your career that shaped the paths to becoming the chair of Goodwin?
For me, when I was a senior associate, I had a client that offered me a job. It was like at a venture firm, and it was a job that people said like, yeah, of course he's doing that. He's for 100% taking that. And so I made this decision at that moment not to take that job and to stay at my law firm and stay in private practice. But I was pretty committed to, I chose this road and I'm going to like fully commit and try to build a great practice.
So we know that the job involves significant amount of travel. When you're not traveling for work, where do you like to spend most of your time? Where and how do you like to spend most of your time?
You know, my kind of happy place is Lake Tahoe. That's where, you know, I go. That's where my family goes. My immediate family, extended family, spend a lot of time there. You know, I like being in nature. I like to ski. I like to hike. I play bad golf every now and then. I like going out on the lake. That's the place that I kind of decompress. And maybe let me turn the tables on you all. I'd love to hear what you all do when you're not working, and maybe hobbies that you enjoy spending time doing.
I grew up playing sports. I still try and stay active. I've got a couple of kids now, so they take up a lot of my time, and I wouldn't quite call them a hobby. They're a little bit more than that, but you know, spending time with them is great.
So I actually welcomed twins about 1.5 years ago. And so they take up just about every minute I have outside of work. I think that'll change as they get older, but right now
You're in it.
such a handful. Yeah.
For me, the big thing has been trying to play golf or trying to not badly play golf. And also spending time with families is kind of the way I ground myself and kind of how I step outside of the world that we work in and the world kind of around us.
I've famously never missed a wedding, never missed a baby shower or bridal shower or whatever the case is. The things that are really important to the people that are really important to me.
As an LA native now, I enjoy watching Lakers games with my grandpa or by myself. And I try to make it out to a Lakers game once every season. I'm also a Sparks season ticket holder. So you will see me at those games if you're watching.
Thank you all so much. This was a really fun conversation. I'm really excited for our firm to get to know you all and to get to know our office here in Santa Monica better. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us at Goodwin Conversations.